What's up, y'all? It's Danny from Thrifted Wolf. I release videos every week about finding stuff either from the thrift store or out in nature and how you can transform it into something cool and beautiful for yourself. All of my videos are all of my videos are beginner friendly and doesn't cost a lot to do. So if you like what you hear, stay tuned. And also, I do have a podcast if you're into spirituality, wanting to start your own business and manifest your dream life, then tune in. It's at the Wise Wolf Podcast on Spotify. And also, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram and get updates on there about videos I will be releasing, it's at thrifted.wolf. I'll link everything in the link in the bio. And also, if you like this video, if you give it a thumbs up or subscribe or comment if you feel called to, it will really help me to keep releasing new videos for you guys. So yeah, I appreciate all the love and I hope you enjoyed this DIY. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make stamped clothing like this. You probably already know from the title. But yeah, these are just some cute pants that I stamped, and you could stamp anything, but this is just what I'm showing you. So first you're going to need a heat gun, a blow dryer also works, and then obviously somewhere to plug that into. I just have my Jackery 1000, and then you're going to need something to print on. 100% cotton works best. Here is some cardboard that you're going to need, just a little piece. Then you're going to need some type of plastic or glass. I got this from the dollar store. It was supposed to be a cutting board. And then obviously your stamps for stamping. I have a bunch of cool ones I have accumulated. Then you're going to need some speedball ink. And make sure you get the screen printed speedball ink and not the block printing speedball ink you will find on Amazon, because it does not work. It does not stay in your clothes. Next, you're going to need a little something to scoop the ink with, something that you're going to roll the ink with, and then something you're going to press your stamp onto the clothing with. Alright, bear with me really quick while I insert this old TikTok I made about how I made a stamp. So basically, I sketched out my design onto a piece of paper, and then I flipped it over and scribbled on top of the design, which pressed the ink from my design onto the rubber. Then I kind of just went over with my pencil where it didn't trace or copy very well. Then I have this tool used for carving rubber, and everything will be linked in the description below. I first am choosing this smaller, I think it was a size 1 carving tool to get basically everything outlined and carved and all the detail. And then later I go in with a thicker boy to get some big negative space, I guess. You're basically just going to carve away all of what isn't the design, if that makes sense. Then here I am just cutting it out, and bada bing bada boom. That's how you do it. So to begin this process, you're going to first get a good old glob out of your ink, and then you're going to put it onto the surface that you're going to roll it on. And you're just going to roll it all around and get everything covered really good. And then you're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes until it gets tacky. Then after 5 minutes, I apply more ink onto the surface and roll it all around. And then I'll just get some paper and I'll roll ink on all of the stamps and stamp them onto the paper, just because it gives them a good surface coat of ink on the stamps. Because if you don't do this, when you stamp your clothes, it's basically not, the stamps are gonna look dry, they're not gonna basically print good. So I just like to do this before I do it on the clothing. Okay, now we're gonna get to the actual stamping of the clothing. Listen to how the ink sounds. This is how the ink should sound. It should not sound too much or too little. It shouldn't be covered goopy, and it shouldn't be dry. It needs to be this perfect thinness, just this perfect gooiness. I don't know. yeah, you can see it. Sometimes the first ones are like dry or like not as clear. This one's looking better. I really don't care too much. It's kind of like the vibe of the pans. Like everything just looks kind of like different, and that's what makes the art beautiful. Oh, but this one turned out really good. Really solid lines and colors. It's a good stamp. Alright, now I'm just gonna give you a little like overview showing you my stamps I did today on these pants. 10 out of 10. I think they look great. I just love the colors and just the flow of the stamps. Okay, I know I didn't do the best job demonstrating this step because I was out in the sun. So after every stamp, you need to like heat gun it or like heat it up slash dry it with a blow dryer. But since I was out in the sun was like drying it so fast, I didn't need to use up my Jackery power to blow dry it, heat gun it actually. So I just didn't do that. But make sure if you don't use a blow dryer or a heat gun, that when you're done stamping whatever you're doing, you just put it in the dryer for about like I think 20 minutes should do it, because the heat basically traps in the ink into the clothing so that when you go to wash it, it doesn't wash out. I'm going to show you now how I clean my stamps. So first I'm going to grab like a container of water. I have cold water, but preferably it should be warm, and if you have like dish soap or hand soap, just like a little bit of soap, mix it in with that warm water. It'll make the cleaning process way easier. And also, you can rub it with your fingers, but I use an old toothbrush and it works so well to scrub it and get in all the like crevices, because you carved out the stamp and there's gonna be so many little crevices that you need to like scrub. So I highly recommend something with like little hairs on it. Now I grab an old towel. Don't use your nice towel because this stuff does stain. So I'm gonna put it on there to dry. I kind of just like pat both sides, and then I make sure the stamp is facing up. And the reason this is because for so long I faced my stamps down because like I want the water to drip like out of the stuff I carved. But when I did that, all the little like micro hairs from the towels got stuck to my stamps, like the surface of them. And then when I would go to like stamp, it would like be fuzzy and like hairs would get stuck in there. And also it would make like the stamps print like, I don't know, just not print right. So make sure you pat them dry and then stick them up. Alright, y'all, this is the final product that I made from this video. Yeah, I think they're really cute. I hope this video works for you. If you have any questions, just comment below. If you like this video, you know what to do. I'll see you next time.